Across the city, cameras watch silently. They flicker from poles, buildings, and street corners, capturing every movement, every gesture, every fleeting moment. Some call them protectors, others call them invaders. But all agree, the city has changed, transformed by invisible observation. It was not always this way. A few decades ago, London was a city of streets and faces, where anonymity was taken for granted. Then came the rise of surveillance, born from fear and necessity, driven by technology and legislation. The first cameras were simple, grainy, watching banks and public squares. They promised safety, reassurance, a deterrent to crime. Yet even then, questions lingered. Who was watching, and what did they see? The cameras multiplied, and soon the eye of the city became relentless, unblinking, everywhere. Traffic lights, train stations, shops, alleyways, they all bore silent witness. Every step recorded, every pattern catalogued, every movement stored in invisible databases. We rarely think of the systems behind these eyes. Servers hum in dark rooms, algorithms scan faces, detect motion, identify anomalies. Software designed to protect can also predict, to monitor, not just what is, but what might be. The watchers do not sleep. They do not forget. They are everywhere. In the 1970s, CCTV was still experimental. A handful of cameras in Birmingham, a few in London. They were seen as novelties, curious gadgets, rather than omnipresent monitors. By the 1980s, expansion accelerated. Public concern rose, yet fear of crime gave authorities the justification to blanket streets with cameras. The 1990s saw a leap in technology. Analog systems gave way to digital. Footage could now be stored longer, searched faster, analyzed with precision. High-profile crimes justified cameras, and soon city centers became webs of observation. London, now one of the most surveilled cities in the world, led the way. But it is not just the streets. Transport networks, underground stations, buses, taxis, all became nodes in a network of vision. Cameras became smaller, less obtrusive, blending into walls and ceilings, but their gaze only intensified, invisible yet constant. Watching, recording, learning. Some argue this is necessary, a shield against chaos. Others see intrusion, a subtle erosion of freedom. Every step captured is a trace, every gesture a signature in an invisible ledger. Yet most citizens remain unaware, walking through the city under countless eyes without noticing. The technology behind it is staggering. Facial recognition can identify faces in a crowd, match them against databases in seconds. Artificial intelligence can flag unusual behavior, track movement patterns, predict activity. The watchers are becoming smarter, faster, almost prescient. And yet for all its reach, gaps remain. Blind spots, shadows, human error. Cameras can be fooled, obscured, bypassed. The illusion of omnipotence is seductive, but the reality is more complex. Systems watch, but they do not always see. The human element persists. Operators, analysts, engineers all decide what counts as important. Every alert, every flagged movement is filtered through judgment and bias. Surveillance is not purely machine. It is a dialogue between technology and the humans who wield it. History shows us the balance of power shifts with technology. CCTV promised safety, but brought surveillance. Promised transparency, but gave discretion. We see what is convenient, but not always what is vital. Privacy becomes negotiable, a compromise we accept in the name of protection. Yet the watchers do more than observe. They shape behavior. people alter routines, avoid certain streets, become aware of their visibility. The city itself changes under the gaze. Fear and habit intertwine, subtle, almost invisible. At night, the cameras hum in darkness. Infrared eyes scan empty streets. Motion sensors flicker to life. The city sleeps, but the watchers do not. They catalogue, analyze, and archive the nocturnal patterns, recording what is lost to human memory. In private rooms, footage stacks like silent testimony. Analysts study hours of movement, searching for anomalies. AI processes data faster than any human could, highlighting, tagging, comparing. The city becomes a live archive, memories etched in pixels and metadata. It is easy to feel powerless, to imagine an unstoppable machine watching our every move. But there is resilience. Citizens adapt, question, sometimes resist. Legal frameworks evolve. Debates rage. Technology races ahead of regulation. The balance is never static. And still, we walk our streets, half seen, half hidden. We accept the gaze, consciously or not, and live with its consequences. Cameras, algorithms, servers, they shape the city as much as the people who inhabit it. The silent watchers are neither good nor evil. They reflect the choices of a society, the fears it harbors, the order it seeks. They reveal as much about us as they conceal. And in the quiet of an unremarkable street, under the flicker of a camera, the city continues, endlessly observed, endlessly alive, a mosaic of movement and memory, recorded for a future we may never fully understand.